How Long Gone. Happy 250 to them jeans and all of the Americans listening to How Long Gone today. We wouldn't want to, of course, we wouldn't want to alienate our international audience, but this is our time, Jason.
Yeah. Suck it, England and Mexico. Algeria.
Well, no. I'll let them cook. I'll actually let them cook.
Okay, we like Algeria. Okay, I like to see where the line is drawn.
I'm good.
250, much to celebrate in this great country right now, huh?
I mean, dude, look.
Party in the USA.
It's hot. You know, we got the World Cup. People act like they care about soccer still. I didn't think it would last this long. Like, I didn't think people could fake it for this long, but I think it's the international visitors. Because I'm in Miami, and Steph and Zach took us on the boat. You know, we did a little cruise around, dipped in the ocean, then we went to the Fisher Island, which is like it's a club they go to. Mm-hmm. And we went to the bar so everybody could have a drink after our sail, and it was like real Argentina time at the bar. And I was like, oh, these motherfuckers are serious. Like, they're arguing with the staff about it, like in Spanish. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, these guys, like, that's how competitive this is. Is it that, like, they're talking trash to the staff, and the staff doesn't give a fuck. They're giving it right back to them.
I would like to know what the staff at the club down at the club have to do with. I mean, you were watching the Argentina game where they almost were upset by Cape Verde. Is that?
Yeah. It was on the TV.
And then the guy who's bringing out the Aperol spritz is getting an earful.
It was more of it felt like a heated discussion in Spanish about something that was beyond my pay grade and understanding of the sport. You know what I mean? But we went to get Alex and I went to get dinner after. And we were at Uchi having some sushi. And I swear to God, I would say
down on Brickell.
There's one closer.
Different
one. Yeah,
there's
one. Uchi Ko, which is it's the similar. I don't know what the difference is, but I would say more than half the tables had their phones out watching that game. And
sure,
I'm just like, look, I'm fine with that. I guess do what you got to do. But like, what is there a restaurant? You know restaurants. Mm-hmm. Are there restaurants like would 11 Madison Park shut that down? Like, what restaurant would be like, I know it's the World Cup, guys, and I know you're in Miami. I know you speak Spanish, but, like, come on. Like, this is a fucking restaurant. Like, put your phone away. You got it propped up on the water jug. You know what I mean? It's ugly. But, like... can you tell people no?
I see it. It's interesting because it's very commonplace in Europe. You know, World Cup or not, just any football happening. You go into the town piazza. You go to any restaurant, any bar, any.
That's why I don't live in Europe, Jason.
Play place, and they got the iPhone propped up on the water jug, as you said, or whatever. And I kind of think it's like charming and quaint and community driven over there because they attach so much,
for sure,
of their life to their national team. You know, whatever, you know, you're in Milan, everyone in the whole city is electric and they're watching the games and they're kissing neighbors and hugging strangers. In America, it just feels different and wrong. And I don't know, but Miami is a international city full of people who really breathe, live everything football. So you're sort of behind closed doors. I think if your restaurant has a Michelin star or is recognized as then you are not allowed to have
take it down a notch.
Your phone watching anything on video. I don't care if it's football or Friends or you know, whatever. Unless maybe, but like if there's like another 9/11 happening and we're all watching it, like. Maybe we're not going to have the melon consommé dish. Maybe we'll just like go home and call our loved ones.
I mean. Look,
you care so much about it. Why are you at this restaurant right now?
Well, I would have pulled up the Fox News stream of the celebration if it was the 4th. You know what I mean? But it was the 3rd, so I couldn't. There's nothing for me to watch on the screen.
I love the idea of your cracker ass going into La Cantina. Or, you know, or at Uchiko, and every TV is blasting the Argentina game, and you go over there one by one with the remote control, and you switch it over to the 250 live stream on Fox.
I'm not gonna. I watched a little bit of it last night just to check out what was going on. Man, it is awesome. It really is awesome.
You watched? I almost watched a little bit of it yesterday.
I watched a little bit, and they were just they were talking about soccer. They were like talking about soccer and basically saying how, isn't it awesome how all these foreign people came to America and discovered how great we are in ranch dressing?
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what they were saying, like how nice and cool we are. I'm like, dude, I don't think that's what I think they would have gone to a third world country that just got bombed if their team was playing there. I don't think they give a fuck. I think the ranch dressing and the hot sauce was just a bonus. I'm not sure that was the major takeaway from their trip.
Yeah, I mean, I am seeing some stories, and it's hard to tell which ones are, propaganda and which ones are real. And you see, like, oh, this old German guy, didn't know what Uber was, and he got lost for 3 weeks, and had, and a family, villagers took him in and raised him as their own. You hear these stories, and you're like, okay, maybe America ain't so bad after all. But I feel like everyone knows what's going on. They don't want to be in America. These people, these like Colombian baddies, don't want to be in fucking Pittsburgh.
No, yeah. They're like, you know what?
In line at Panera Bread, so before they watch their team play. They would much rather be in a cool, dope place. No offense to Pittsburgh.
I mean, I'm sure it's like it's fun to be anywhere that's not home. Just like, like anywhere, like when anyone travels, it's exciting. But like on week 2 at the fucking Kimpton, is it like, you know what, man? Yeah, the ketchup is better here, but I'm out $10,000 and my team lost.
So you call this dynamite sauce? What is it? What exactly is in here? It's addicting.
XO, you say? I don't understand.
Sriracha and Chipotle together. Wow.
I think that I feel like these sort of, the videos of the Japanese guys in Houston or whatever, you know what I mean? I do believe that is, if you're a Japanese guy and you're in Houston and you're fucking riding a mechanical bull and drinking tequila, that is sick. You are having the time of having your time of your life.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think these experiences aren't maybe universal, let's say, and we're only hearing about the good ones.
We're only hearing about the 1 in a million stories where the bookish Korean guy gets to have his first kiss with a baddie Latina torta.
She's with an OnlyFans.
She's a 5.5, but who cares?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Love is love. Love is love. I think that stuff is beautiful. But it's happened 3 times within 8 billion people on the planet. It's happened 3 times, and we heard about it. But all in all, it's good and positive. And I think we're learning, especially in this month or in this particular 2-week span, the World Cup is kind of the best we got. Whereas our whole entire life, the World Cup came as Americans.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of like a weird, it was not even a mosquito buzzing around. It didn't, you had to seek it out.
Yeah,
it didn't really enter your life it's like every time you turn on the TV, the Stanley Cup playoffs are happening or the Stanley Cup finals are happening. You're like, I guess hockey's happening now. Whatever. It's there. You got to seek it out. But now, it's really the only positive, I guess Jackass Reloaded and the World Cup is all that we have to hold on to.
Yeah, I've had enough of the emotional Jackass writing as well. Not that I of course watch Jackass. That's our generation. That's one of our greatest exports. But I've seen at least
TKY raised me.
I've seen at least 5 stories being like, I watched I cried at the end of Jack. This is what millennial men. It's just like, dude, everything can't be about men. Like I say that.
Whoa!
It's just like,
who are you?
It's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. It's a movie and it's funny. And I did look, when I saw Johnny Knoxville seeing Bam's parents on the red carpet and crying, of course that moved me. I'm not
flesh
built
and blood at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm not built of stone. But at a certain point, why am I on CNN.com reading about someone relating this to their dad's death? It's like, what?
Interviewing a guy I got my first hemorrhoid M80 explosion in 2007, and it just really ticks me back when Wee Man had diarrhea on the roller coaster. You can't I'm gonna tell my grandkids about that.
You can't just be like, yo, this shit rocks, it's cool they did a final one. You know what I mean? It has to be like, well, you don't know how this changed, that this affected my psyche as a young man.
Well, we gotta make content every day. We're all content creators.
You're telling me, bro.
Jackass coming out. It's like, okay, now I know what to post about today. I did not see it. I planned to. I almost saw it when I was in Rhode Island last weekend, but the movie theater was in a mall, and for some reason that was just like depressing me a little bit. I didn't want to come out of the film at like 4:17 p.m. on a Sunday. And
all right,
and
Letterbox, calm down. We're not calling Jackass a film. That's a fucking movie. Come on now.
Okay, so
calm
I said
down,
a movie
Criterion.
theater. I don't.
No, you said I'm going to come out. No, you said I'm going to come out of the film. I'm just telling you. I'm just watching out for you, bro. I want you to speak correctly about the art form that I care the least about. I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to help.
Coming
all
out of film. Speaking of, I'm badly sunburned right now. I've got a film of Sarah V all over me. But yeah, the Jackass nostalgia. It's we don't know how to say goodbye. We don't know how to put the casket in the ground and do the right thing. We don't know how to not make it about us.
I mean, people are very. I will say I wasn't expecting the outpouring that has happened. I didn't. I mean, obviously, I know it was affected us, especially our generation, because that was a big deal. Like that's like. And Bam being back and now, whatever, all that stuff. People love to see a redemption, of course, but it's just sort of like
the Britney Spears of Jackass. Somebody called him.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. There's a story about him now talking about, I think it's like, how do you get off drugs? You do drugs. And it's about him liking mushrooms now instead of fucking Bacardi. It's like, all right, man, we'll see how this turns out for you, bro. I'm glad you can kickflip again.
I think some people, hey, he can kick oxys and he could kick flip 540 backside. I think that some people are able to microdose, mushrooms and use it to seek sobriety. But, as you know,
I agree.
Nobody recommends that. And
who I don't think can do that? You know who I don't think can do that is Bam Margera. That's the one of all the people. I mean, if it's working, it's working. By God, do whatever you got to do. I don't want you to die. But, it just seems like a risky path for him particularly.
I think there are some people out there, the few, the proud, who really you can never go cold turkey once you had a taste of it. You have to live, sort of Elmer glued together with a series of low dose somethings.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he's like microdosing some psychedelics. He probably got it from like a cool guy, at the Baker house or whatever, and it's vetted and tested and it's all good versus like him looking for kratom off, in Ohio overpass somewhere. That's more of a slippery thing. I like that he's just sticking to the
classic,
the Venice Beach,
the classic
type of drug.
To all the people telling us we should have the couple that climbed on top of the Empire State Building on this podcast, you're out of your fucking mind. Why would I want to talk to those people? There's absolutely nothing to say.
Yeah, people who do stunts like that, visual stunts, where it's like, look at me, I climbed the thing. That's all they got. They don't have an hour of talking in them.
They have nothing. If they put Jimi Hendrix lyrics on a flag, what could be cornier than that? You know what I mean? What could be cornier
could talk
than
good,
that?
They wouldn't be doing stuff like that. It's too risky.
Exactly. You don't have to have an 8-pack and climb up on the highest building in the world if you have something to say. That's the whole thing with that. You're absolutely right, Jason. Their personalities are probably drier than toast.
Yeah, Seth Rogen doesn't have to put on cat ear hoodies and like Hot Topic gloves to wave an awesome flag. I didn't know that was a Jimi Hendrix quote. That's good to know, though.
I didn't either. Nothing worse than that. I think it is. I heard that somewhere, and I was like, that makes sense. Those are the kind of people that love Jimi Hendrix and like Janis Joplin. You know what I mean? Like the worst people you went to high school with.
No, I was leaning more of like the random like Russian person who's like Jimi Hendrix #1.
Like, that's true. No, in high school there was a type of person that was like a jock, but like loved Dazed and Confused and Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix, and I was like, this is worse than liking what's on the radio. Honestly, like I would rather you listen to Christina Aguilera than try to tell me about Jimi Hendrix.
He's learning Blackbird on acoustic.
It's just somehow worse.
Hendrix, tough to beat.
It's somehow worse. I don't know why. All of those musicians are quite talented. Obviously, they're part of the fabric of American rock music, so I would never really disparage them. But
would you rather that or the equally impressive musicianship of Limp Bizkit?
That Limp Bizkit Korn is the worst thing you could like, I would say. And then Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Led Zeppelin is second to that. We can't put Zeppelin in there.
They're too goated.
I mean, of course they're goated, but it's like, I guess what I'm saying is this kind of guy never
They're
was
the blueprint, bro.
But these guys, because everybody's arguing
With no
about
Zepp, there'd be no Jack White. You know that, right?
yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. What are we talking about here? No, but I think but those kind of guys never they never made it to like Van Morrison or something. I'm like, what about the cool stuff that's like not dissimilar to this? You know what I mean? But people hate the Rolling Stones now.
I don't know if Van Morrison's cool.
Van Morrison's 3 times as cool as fucking Jimi Hendrix.
3.
At least. Jimi Hendrix. It's not
Van
Jimmy's
Morrison
fault. It's not Jimmy's fault. It's not Jimmy's fault. It's the hot topic of ification of that like I live on the 3rd floor of my parents' fucking $5 million house, and I have tapestries up, and I burn incense, and I have an acoustic guitar, but I also play fucking right tackle. That's the kind of guy the kind of guy I'm talking about.
I also have my career set up for me in October after I get back from my backpacking trip.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go to Asia with the homies and do a little sex tourism and float in a river and drink beer, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna finally take over the family insurance business. But it's classic rock. It's not. I don't know whose fault it is, man. But it's just. I mean, Limp Bizkit, like. That shit is obviously the worst. Like, that's no question the worst.
Well, I only brought that up because they're having a huge renaissance. They're headlining festivals all over the world. It's interesting because they came before System of a Down, but I feel like System of a Down paved the way for Limp Bizkit to come back. That make sense?
Yeah, because I think System of a Down, because of their culture and their race, you have like a kind of a built-in audience for yourself. Like, it never goes away when you're sort of the heroes of a country and you've made it globally. The audience sticks with you forever.
Yeah. The national pride.
It's cool. Yeah, exactly. You're like the hometown pride. It's cool. But yeah, when you're Limp Bizkit,
why Morrissey is so big in Mexico?
Exactly. Exactly. Like, what is Limp Bizkit the pride of? Rochester? I don't know anything about them. I don't know where they're from. I don't know anything about Limp Bizkit.
Why do you think that right now in 2026, people who were born in whatever 2004 are just losing? They're like, this is the best.
20-year cycles, bro. It's just just been long enough, and it's like different enough than what we have. I mean, I think that's the main thing is like, it's so different than what we have going on now. Like, I'm a 15-year-old. I'm gonna either listen to Ryan Betty or I'm gonna listen to Limp Bizkit. It's like, it's the choice.
Betty or Biscuit.
The differences are glaring.
Yo, Betty in the streets, Biscuit in the sheets. That's me, baby.
But I also think it could also be part of the jorts propaganda, because Limp Bizkit, when I think of jorts, I think of Fred. I think of Fred.
Yeah.
I also think it's just problematic enough without actually being bad that it feels like dangerous to a dumbass. The same way it did to our generation in some ways.
I wonder if how much of it snuck in through irony. Like, I remember, 5-10 years ago, people would be like wearing Limp Bizkit shirts and like listening to them as a bit, and it's like kind of ironic. And I'm gonna, wear my Nookie hat on Halloween, and it was kind of funny. And then just eventually, were people like, wait a minute.
Well,
give me something to break.
I think I
want to break your face tonight. And you're like, wait a minute, this is...
Hold on.
This is Mozart.
Hold on, these guys are kind of spitting, though. I mean, I think it really is just like... I mean, I saw, someone sent me... Like, people are selling Godsmack t-shirts for, a couple $100. Like, that's embarrassing. Like, that is the worst shit on earth. Like, what are we talking? Like, Stained, if he hadn't gone right wing.
You're saying Luke got a Godsmack up there for $375, ready to go?
Luke's definitely sold some Godsmacks to a rapper's fucking weed roller. Definitely.
Something about the listening to something ironically and then having it absorb into your psyche and persona. Sneaking in, Trojan horsing it in through irony of, like Creed. Like, there's a lot of people who listen to Creed as a joke, and then 10 years later they're like, Creed is the only music I like.
Well, that Creed song unfortunately is an all-time smack. Like from a strictly song perspective, it's very, very good.
Okay.
Whereas Limp Bizkit, I can't really say that. You know what I mean? Like that Creed song, the reason that Creed song is viral with guys who have, 4 Zens in their mouth at once is because it does get you pumped up. It does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, and whereas give it to the nookie and you can take my cookie and stick it up your what? Yeah. That one moves you less emotionally and
I forgot about stick it up your what. That's such a good clean version. That's so stupid.
Yeah, you could stick it up your cookie.
That's how big that song was. They were like, dude, do whatever you want. We got to get this shit. We got to get this shit on the radio tomorrow. Whatever you got to do.
I saw somebody tweet about that. I forgot what song it was, but like when songs end up just like being like a dumb song like that, but they end up being like generational smashes with billions of streams. Do they look back and think like, maybe I didn't? Oh, it was "Party in the USA."
Yeah.
By Miley. Like, it was like a fun summer song, but now it's like written into our constitution basically, and has been generated billions of dollars in revenue.
And she's saying,
and like nodding my head like, yeah.
Well,
like
look, the reason
there was like other lyrics where you're like, do you think if she knew that this song would get 3 billion streams on Spotify, would we be a little more judicious about these throwaway lines?
Here's the thing, Jason. I think that's what makes it great. I think that's kind of what makes it great.
Warts and all.
There were 12 people in the room. You know what I mean? And these are some of the greatest minds, probably to ever touch the Strat, and they figured it out. And that's why that song is so good, and why I didn't hear it blaring from any, cars last night, but in certain parts of the world, I'm sure it was.
Okay. And I just, it bums me out that everyone in the room, all those 12 greatest songwriters in the planet, wordsmiths, lyricists, modern day poets, they're like nodding my head like, yeah.
Hey man, if it works,
let's print it.
Well, the thing about Miley Cyrus is she can sing too well. I think it allows for worse lyric. Like you're just like, whatever, dude. If
her body's a prison, she could sing too. Yeah. It's like the woman who has 500 orgasms a day.
Yeah.
You don't want this life. I sing too well.
If she can sing like this, it don't matter.
It's those gums. She hits those high notes with those gums. Go ahead.
I had an encounter yesterday with a young man who was
pause.
When you go to these hotels and I'm at the Delano and they have a beach access, and there's the 17-year-olds or whatever that set up your beach chair for you, and you tip them, they put the towel down.
Sure.
And the guy, I had to go do something, and like Alex was talking to him when I got back, and this motherfucker was like a grailed reseller, but he was like 15 or 16, and he was like, he was asking all these cool questions like to Alex, not understanding that she knew what he was talking about. So he would just be like, do you know what Christian Dior is? And she'd be like, yes. And he'd be like, do you know what Grailed is? And she was like, yes. And then he would like explain something. But then he was like, I really want to come to New York. That's sick. But then he started asking her about like how fashion shows work. And he was like, so like, do I get to keep the clothes? Like, he's like, when you're in the show, do you get to keep the clothes? And Alex is like, well, I'm not in the show. I'm not a model. And then he goes, yeah, but let's say I'm in the show. Let's say I'm in the show. Do I get to keep the clothes? And she was
let's say I was a model in the Chrome Hearts fashion show.
Yeah,
do you think I get to keep the clothes, man?
And Alex was like, no, sorry, that's not really how it works. You know what I mean? And he was talking about wanting to come to New York. And,
she's like, well, if you're famous enough and if you're kind of one of the plus size models, they're afraid to say no, you can't take it, and you can get away with it then. But that's kind of about it.
Exactly. If you're a Jenner, sure. But then he was like, yeah, I really want to come to New York. And it's like, oh yeah, New York's great. He's like, yeah, I just really want to go to the Supreme store. I was like, damn, this is he was great. He was really funny about it, but like I've never had one of those encounters where you're talking to someone who thinks they know something, like a child that is asking you questions, and you're like, I know anything you could possibly ask me, so I'm just going to let this go as long as I can to see where you take it.
No, it's fun. It makes you feel like the old lion and the little lion cub is just learning how to walk and swim, and you're saying, oh, to be young and dumb again. But I would like to know how this convo started up. Was he trying to spit game at Alex?
I think it was
like, hey ma, you ever heard of Christian Dior?
Yeah.
To change your life. Yeah. I'm only this many.
He was like, I like the old jeans, and I'm like, yeah, you like the rock star skinnies, bitch. You weigh 100 pounds. I'm sure you do like them. It was giving Tim 15 years ago.
I like your old jeans.
Yeah. I don't think he was trying to spit game. I think he was actually, for a 16-year-old, very like actually good at, like, hi, where are you from? Like normal shit.
Okay.
And then it comes up. But I mean, God bless him.
We got hope.
Yeah.
We got hope for the youth, the people who have jobs. They're like, hey, I spend 18 hours a day on Grail. That's my dream. But I also have a job in public where I have to interact with people and I get good at talking and I become a normal human. I think it's great.
And all of my
little side money.
And all of my journeys and hotel stays, the best interactions I have are with staff members that are under 22.
Okay.
Like a valet that's home from college.
Surprise to no one. He likes them young.
Or like a kid like this, where they're just like, they're having fun with it. They want to just soak up as much as they can and they make cash. And they're happy. Mm-hmm. Like life hasn't beaten them down yet. They're just happy to be here. They don't care it's 100 degrees. It's all good.
They're excited to meet new and exciting people from all over the world. They consider that to be a benefit. That's nice, and they're not afraid to talk to them. They don't
That's
go into like an iPad psychosis or like They don't start bleeding from the nose when somebody asks them a question that's not yes or no.
Where are you from? Well, I guess we have to talk about this the Swift wedding. I mean, it's been happening all weekend, and unfortunately,
how could we not? How did we go 25 minutes without bringing it up?
Well, because
the edging is real.
Because unfortunately, it is even worse than we could have anticipated. I think that
Wait, is this about to be a 4-hour ep? I feel it.
I was giving her the benefit of the doubt incorrectly, and I want to apologize to you and the listeners for that because I should have known better.
Okay, this is in reference to you claiming that this was all a distraction and she's not actually going to go through with the wedding at MSG, or are you talking about something else?
Mainly that, but okay. Mainly that. I was wrong, and it does everything I've seen.
You didn't put any money on it, did you?
No, God, no. But all of the blurry pictures that I've seen on the Daily Mail and other assorted gossip newsletters and Instagram accounts that I look at, it's darker than we could have ever imagined, and I just don't even understand, Jason. Like I don't have the capacity for being this corny.
Where do we begin? So. I mean, I'm seeing the decor being wheeled in and out, and like the people are comparing it to whatever Trump is doing to the White House. The design and the decor and all. Well,
they have their own. They have their own.
As bad as you can get.
They have their own logo that looks sort of like a like a public golf course level kind of logo, like a lockup.
We're talking about the TNT.
Yes, the TNT lockup.
It kind of looks like Dennis Rodman's new fucking soju line.
It's just not. I mean, I guess the whole thing with her, and this has always been the case, but she's got access to the greatest of anything. There's no amount of money that she couldn't spend. I'm not saying she's,
which is a handicap.
Yeah, I think it is in this case because I mean I get it. You don't want to go get fucking Eric Wren to do typography for this. You're not that. You know what I mean? But it's like also like what I guess now I'm imagining what the good version would have been, and I can't even get my head around that.
Well, the thing is, we can't have like nobody would enjoy this. The world would stop spinning if Taylor Swift had a tasteful, awesome wedding. It just isn't right. The world would just shut down. I don't know what it is. Like like when I saw Olivia Nuzzi is dating Shane Smith from Vice. Like if this didn't happen, the world wouldn't be worlding.
I love that. I think that's
like shit like that has to happen.
That's true love.
It is true love. I mean, those two crazy fucking kids, I want them to do a little kind of Leaving Las Vegas style romance. There's got to be gun sex every day. Not just on the weekends. Guns on the table every day.
I believe the love of Shane Smith and Olivia Nuzzi much more than I believe the love of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Nuzzi, I know you're listening. Come back on the pod whenever you want, babe.
No, I'm good on that. But I think that their love is real, and I'm glad that was put out by Page Six on Taylor Swift's wedding weekend, like true experts. They
probably got better engagement than Beyonce's new song. Oh,
Beyonce's song flop. Y'all got to defend that shit. Somebody try to defend that. We've been saying anyway. The wedding,
flopping like a quesadilla.
The guest list is also like a little bit like, do you
CEO of AMC movie theaters needed to be there, bro? Come on.
Well, no, I think this is the thing. I think it's like, oh, you really don't have real friends,
right?
Like
right.
You don't have, like, I mean, of course, you've been famous too long. Like, you know what I mean? You've been famous too long. You don't have the homie from middle school I mean, maybe you do. I'm sure there are a few there. But when you invite 1,000 people to a wedding, and we got like exactly the AMC CEO, we got every basketball player, football player. We have all your competitors that you want to see die, but you invite them as a chess move.
All the Camila Cabellos.
It's just that Camilla wasn't there, unfortunately. She's on a boat somewhere with that ass out.
Chris was donk watching. Trust me, she wasn't at MSG.
I was donk watching, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like. I gotta say, I did see Jason Sudeikis. He looked great. I gotta give it up to Antonov. Great tuxedo. Saw a picture of him.
Okay.
Great tuxedo.
Rachel or Jack?
Jack looked great. I just, man, they wore Dior. They wore custom Dior, which is like, of course, if you get the call and you're Jonathan Anderson, no matter what you think of, Mom Donnie's Taylor Swift playlist, you have to do this.
Do you think J Dubs has some Taylor in his playlist, or is it different kind of gay?
Different kind of gay. Different kind of guy.
I'd like to think so as well.
I think that you get that call and you're going to do it. It's like I'm sure it's insane.
J-Dub, what's his nationality?
I think he's Irish.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Northern Irish.
Yeah, I think I thought so. But I mean, I think Jonathan Anderson is a true, kind of, genius, Central St. Martin's freak gay. He's definitely going to listen to Confessions too, with the homies, but he's not Taylor. I think stuff like that.
I only listen to Death Grips.
I mean, that might be. Like I'm just saying, I don't think he's one of those gays who's like, I love Taylor Swift, or like, oh my God, Carly Rae Jepsen. No. You know what I mean?
He came up in the heady discipline where he's got to be, he's Interpol and things like that.
I would like to think because he's British, they have a better, it's like he might know the lyrics to several Libertine songs before he would know Taylor Swift songs.
Yeah, I see that. With those blue eyes, you kidding me? Yeah, I was observing all the guests and celebs and the people who have met Taylor one time at a party 4 years ago who are all coming and tapping the ring. It kind of has a dictatorship kind of energy where you kind of gotta go, kind of like the Bezos wedding, or the UFC at the White House. We're a little iffy on it, maybe, but just I just gotta go to see what this is like, and I got invited, and I just kind of gotta go. But I feel like it was really, you see the Met Galas and the Oscars and all these big things with the quote unquote service gays and girls, the PR, stylist assistants, hair, makeup, all that stuff, guys who hold the umbrellas for celebrities. This was really their Olympics. This is the World Cup of service gays. Every single persons were all here at MSG, and they were all showing out. And to me, that's the real story. I want to see the Veep show about the service gays at Taylor's wedding.
I mean, I want to know the people who got executed out back for getting caught leaking a picture that were serving chicken, and they got their
executed.
They got their lives threatened by some fucking giant guy with a gun. I
to the security guard who gave the leftover Krispy Kremes to some homeless guy outside, just put a red dot on his forehead out back. So you signed the paperwork, bitch.
They tackle him. I mean, I think that I think the guest list does. It just feels like, and this is to be expected, I think, of a wedding of these kinds. Either you go insane private, there's 20 people here, or you just make it a full business expense and decision. Then that's what this is. They had a full film crew, professionally filming it, which they're claiming is going to be given out as a gift to their wedding guests. It's like, bitch, I don't want a video of your fucking wedding. Who watches? Who's going to watch a video? No one watches a video of their own wedding. Who the fuck is going to watch a video of someone else's wedding? That's insane. That level.
I would say there's a lot of people want to watch that video, and none of them were invited to the wedding.
Exactly.
Everyone who wasn't invited, and maybe that's part of her little dark game and then I'm going to send you this video, and if you leak it, if you leak as so much as 5 seconds of this video, I'm going to be so far up your ass.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a theatrical release of this later or something. I honestly
are saying it has because they're filming it, they were able to get the crazy permits and shut the streets down and shut everything down.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, I do think there's a lot of 4D chess going on to get something like this done, but if this sees release, that's going to be one of the darkest things in American history.
I agree. I mean, it does seem like she doesn't have that many friends, but you look at Taylor's wedding and you look at Lana's wedding. 30 people in the swamp. it's a celebration of two people, and not, like you said, a business write-off and a filming opportunity and some type of eyes wide shut ritual ceremony.
I wish it was that cool.
We all do.
It was so tight that like nothing cool came out of this. You know what I mean? There's no video of like, I don't know. It's like you see all these celebrity weddings, like whatever, Dua Lipa and Callum Turner, like you saw stuff that was like funny and cool. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh yeah, this happened, or so and so was there. That's funny. This is just like, oh, this
Jenna Ortega fell. You know, we all had a laugh.
Yeah, exactly. This is
it's not that Escalade. It's the one behind it. You idiot! You got to read the license.
This is literally like an award show. That's what this feels. This feels like the VMAs.
Yeah, and I read that apparently their vows were 20 minutes each. So that means this is
oh my god!
There had to have been an intermission because
it took 20 minutes because Travis Kelce can't read too good. But other than that,
do you think that he had like a teleprompter or in ear?
No, I'm sure
feeding him lines.
I'm sure he had. I mean, yes, or just straight up cards.
He can't. If he really can't read too good, then the cards in front of him aren't going to help.
Well, Jason, luckily
3 pages printed out, it's not going to do much for him.
It's your own wedding. Nobody can say shit to you. It ain't the ESPYs. You can't get roasted by fucking Bill Maher. You know what I mean? This is straight up like, this is your
Travis
people
is trying his best.
Yeah, they can't make fun. You also, your teammates already know what you're good at. You bought them a Rolex. You bought them all Rolexes last season. Everybody's got to be nice.
Do you think it's cruel to make Travis publicly speak for 20 minutes?
I do, actually. I do feel like, because I feel like it's one of those things where if he doesn't match what she wants to do, then he looks like he loves her less. You know what I mean? So you gotta sort of, it's her fault actually for making him do that. But I'm sure this is one of the many things she's made him do.
This is all her fault, bro. Come on.
I haven't talked to anybody.
Look what you made me do.
I haven't talked to anybody that went yet. I'm gonna start some outreach tomorrow. Once the holiday weekend's over, I'll get some real tea.
Yeah, I was talking to Max yesterday, and I was like, you know people who went to this wedding. Like, what's the tea? And he's like, I know, but like how much time do you give it, and how do you bring it up?
Yeah. You can't look too thirsty.
But between you and I, we probably know whatever, a dozen or so people who went to this wedding at least. They want to tell everyone. They can't tell everyone. Are we gonna get people who are voices and faces are pixelated and doing reports on what is somebody going to get paid $500,000 to spill all the tea under secrecy? Is that possible?
The thing is, Jason, I think I don't know why I have this gut feeling that like nobody really cares that much. Like, I think, you know what I mean? I think it's like people care. I think the speculation leading up to it is better than what actually happened. Like, I think that because nothing happened.
Like everything in life.
It's like the most dorky celebrities at a place we've all been before, drinking 1942 in a Cinderella castle. Like, I don't even care what happened. Like, if that's what happened, I don't need to know it. That's all I need to know. You know what I mean?
It looked in the leaked alleged photos I saw, it looked a lot like the gay wedding on Sex and the City, the movie. Not to gay myself.
Well, that's too late. I think there's probably that could have been. I mean, it's not
like there's like a big bridge.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Sex and the City LGBTQ wedding was on the mood board for Taylor's wedding.
No, definitely, 100%. That's not out of the question at all.
But instead of having Liza Minnelli, wed you, we got Adam Sandler. We got Adam Sandler instead. What if Adam Sandler dressed up in Liza Minnelli drag? But then, and then the music.
We were right about the music, by the way. Stevie Nicks and Paul McCartney.
Called it. Paul McCartney doing I Want to Hold Your Hand for the first time since the 60s.
I mean, that's pretty sick. I'll give you that. That's pretty awesome.
That is a flex. But like, something feels wrong about it. Like, I want to live in a world where Paul McCartney says, I don't want to fucking perform at Taylor Swift's wedding. You kidding me?
Let me tell you something right now, Jason. Paul McCartney did not want to do that. I don't know Paul. I've never had the pleasure of meeting Sir Paul. But if I had to go,
okay, why he do it?
Because some things you just got to do, Jason. Like some things you just got. Like it's one.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not accepting that answer.
I'm telling you, bro. Like I'm telling you, if you get a personal.
Paul McCartney is powerful. He's old. He's rich. He at this point in his life, he should not be doing things he doesn't want to do. I don't believe that he does things that he doesn't want to do.
Oh, I think
other than like a favor for a dear friend, like coming out on SNL and playing for Lorne one more time, whatever. That's fine, but like, what debt of gratitude does he owe to T. Kelsey?
Honestly, Jason, we have no idea. Like he could have been trying to get out for a funeral, and Taylor Swift let him borrow her plane. Like we don't we don't know.
Taylor's Paul McCartney's daughter's son, gay son, wanted Taylor to send a happy birthday message or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
5 years later, Taylor said, "Well, what time it is, old man."
Yeah, we'll send
time to lace the hookahs up.
Yeah, we'll send exactly. We'll send you the plane. You put on the Brooks, and we're gonna see you out there. I mean, I do think that is. I think all of that is. I mean, I'm sure her and Stevie Nicks. I think that's some different shit because that's like some female musician empowerment stuff. They probably do have a relationship, and I know Stevie Nicks has a lot of those relationships.
Is Paul McCartney mother for straight guys?
I mean, if he would have stopped 30 years ago, I think maybe.
Yeah. Now he's mother for lesbian showrunners.
Exactly. I don't know what I think there was something going on there because there's no payday, obviously. That's not what Paul McCartney. You can't pay Paul McCartney to play a song at your wedding. That's not how this works. So
no.
I'm gonna say some.
You just handle the plus flights, hotels. Per diem on lunch.
I'm sure there is something that went down over the years behind the scenes between those two where he felt like he needed to do this, and it wasn't because of their close relationship.
Yeah, and I really hate the excuse that these celebs use where it's like, I didn't think this thing was cool and I didn't know what it was, but then my world's worst 9-year-old grandkid said, you got to do this. So
you're talking about every Kith campaign ever made?
Yeah, it's that, but like that we gotta stop that. We gotta, like, these people are too powerful, too talented, too old and lived and respected to do something because they're fucking shitty ass 9-year-old.
I agree, but that's the power.
You should do this.
That's the power of grandkids, bro. People do shit they shouldn't do. People do shit they shouldn't do. I mean,
power of grandkids, baby. You'll know when it happens to you.
You said I didn't know this, but I haven't watched it and I won't. But people are saying this Larry David show is abysmal, like abysmal. And I'm like, is it actually that bad?
Well, I've only seen the first episode. There's a second one. I will give it another chance. I saw people saying the second one is better, but that could also just be, the same bot farms that geese were using to try to turn the ship around. The first episode was a little tough. Mainly the main gripe everyone is saying is he's just rehashing his old bits and his old things, but then wearing a powdered wig while he's doing it instead of just his normal attire, and
his simples,
baby. I miss my simples back in the day.
I
with a handsome little shoe.
Well, the other thing that's going on is the fucking this Nerosta Steel album that has taken the world by storm. The world meaning my Twitter account and people who pay for Pitchfork subscriptions, and guys who have every Numero reissue. But it seems to be.
I don't know what you're talking about. Just to be clear.
Yes, you do. It's the album I sent to the group chat saying this is all I'm hearing about is this thing.
Oh.
My name is Nat. I grew up on an urban farm.
It's like a lost 80s, Arthur Russell associate, but Eric from Jaguar has his own label called Ulissa, and they put it out. So he sent it to me a little while ago, and I listened to it, and I was like, oh, this isn't really for me. And now people are losing their fucking minds, like Cindy Lee style. Like, this is the greatest music ever made. How did we miss this?
Okay, Nerosta Steel, Nirosta. The album is called My Skyscraper. Good artwork.
Amazing artwork. And it's like cool. It's very cool, but it's not music I want to listen to, if that makes sense. Like I don't know. I'm kind of baffled by it. Whereas Cindy Lee is like too much music and the whole thing, the story was really good, but I liked listening to that.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with all that music, all those reissues, and we unearthed these old tapes from this Cambodian jazz trio, and now we're going to put it out on 180 gram, and it is a cool, special thing, and I'm glad that it's happening, and I'm glad that albums can get second and third lives and all that stuff, but I feel like there is not the real connection that you get with like a contemporary artist making the stuff in real time. You listen to these Cindy Lees a few times. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people who love it and listen to it all the time still, but I don't know. With me, the fact that it's unearthed and from a different time, and now we're kind of parading out this, the corpse of this album. It's hard to connect to it. You listen to it once and you go like, "Well, this is really interesting," but you never have the desire to go back. But also interestingly, like yesterday or the day before, you sent I played it on Spotify, and the songs had like 2,000 plays, and I looked at it right now. We're in double digits. We're 10, 11,000.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, maybe how many people did you share this record with, Chris?
No, it's viral on music Twitter, I guess. All right, so this guy it's Stephen Hall. I guess he did work with Arthur. He was like a feature at late sales. He worked with Arthur Russell and was introduced to him. Oh wow, by Allen Ginsberg. That's a good story.
See, it's all there, Chris.
It is all there.
But I mean, that kind of stuff is cool. I mean, it's like a great little slice of something. It's like when you eat some like old food and you're like, wow, this is really interesting. You guys used to eat saltwater taffy or whatever it is, and you try it once, you're like, I'm glad I tried it. I could say I tried it, but you never want to go back. You know what I mean?
I'm interested to see what happens. It's not gonna dethrone Spin Dat, as the song of the summer. I don't care how queer it is, but I wonder.
It's not gonna dethrone Confessions Part 2.
I mean, I haven't listened to that either, but I believe that it's good. I don't know. I don't really care.
I don't believe that it's good. I know that friend of the show, Shaw, gave it an 8.1. People are liking it, but I don't know. I don't know if Madge has it in her anymore. Sorry, I told my gays, but I will give it a proper listen and a proper judgment. Don't worry.
I mean, I think the thing is, it doesn't matter if it's good. If it's so much better than everything else she's put out in the last 20 years, then it's good. If that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Bar is low then.
Yeah, bar
be low.
Bar is low. But I
wanted to talk about the Michael Rubin White Party.
Okay.
It's just the Diddy party with a new host, same theme, location, crowd, all of it. Probably the same vendors, same chair rental guys, but what exactly is so creepy about the Michael Rubin version of these Diddy parties?
People are too invested.
Or maybe you're not creeped out.
People are too invested in this. It's like a billionaire who wants to fucking have celebrities at his house and so he can post pictures of it and like a recap video that was taken with a drone. I just don't. This is just more like Illuminati propaganda of like. I mean, I do think it's cool that Lil Wayne canceled the first show of his tour to be at the White Party with Michael Rubin, and because his priorities are sports.
His net worth is $10 billion. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro, fanatics, baby. It's like Michael Rubin looks dead behind the eyes. It's like, dude, relax, man. It's like, dude, I don't know, man. This guy.
Okay, so do you're not creeped out by the vibe?
No, it's just.
You think it's fine?
It's just like everybody wants everything to be a creepy child porn ring, and it's like, dude, this guy. It's just a corny rich guy throwing a party and so he can meet his favorite rappers and athletes. Like it's that's all it is. That's all it is. I don't know what it doesn't look fun. It doesn't look fun to go to, and white parties are stupid, but I don't think this is some like, oh, we eat babies when the sun goes down, which is what everyone wants it to be.
Okay, that's not what I think is happening. I think more so it's the same exact thing as the Taylor wedding. Like maybe when you're there, it's like a weird thing and you're not necessarily like stoked and excited to go, but you want to be invited, and if you are invited, then you have to go, kind of thing. Like I feel like there's events that you and I attend where you're like, this party looks dumb. I don't like anything involved with it, but I got invited by, a big company, a brand, a fashion house, a media outlet or whatever, and you feel like you got to go.
Yeah, of course.
Is it just for the pick?
Yeah, of course. But that's what I'm saying. But that's not what people are. People think this guy's the devil, and it's so. That's the. Yeah, of course. People get. I mean, maybe it is fun. I who knows? If you're a regular ass corny guy who like loves sports, it's probably fun. Like, what's not to like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're in a nice house in the Hamptons with a bartender, and the food's probably Mario Carbone's there serving you pasta himself. It's probably
Carbone's hooking up caviar bumps.
I just don't think it's like some nefarious weird. I just don't think it's what people want it to be. I think it's just a corny party.
It's just lame.
Yeah, it's just exactly.
Okay.
We've been to a million parties like that in our lives. There's just the Carl Anthony Towns isn't there. I don't know. It doesn't seem that exciting to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it seems like in 2026 to still want to do the white party, to like really have that be a non-negotiable for the theme of your celeb fiesta. There's just something there that kind of. It's like, see how far we can get away with it. The worst people are always the ones who are trying to push it and see how far they can get away with it.
But I don't think he's trying to push anything. I think he thinks that's legitimately cool. That's what I'm trying to say.
He doesn't see the issue with it.
No, definitely not.
Right.
No,
like a Chris Brown fan. They're just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
awesome.
I'll stay at this show for 4 hours. I don't care if you had to
you don't care about this, and you're like, what are you talking about? This guy is awesome.
I mean, look, I think the chef probably did do something to the dog to make the dog bite her. I'm not going to say that's Breezy's fault, but
sure.
She got 13 mil.
Yes. When I saw the Daily Mail photo of the cruise bringing in a bed frame into Madison Square Garden for Taylor's wedding, I was like, is Chris Brown gonna perform with McCartney and Stevie? Like, who?
How cool would that be?
Which performer needs a bed?
Usher and Chris Brown just get out, do a little duet at the end once people are kind of filing out.
Do X3 as they walk down the aisle. Mamma mia!
Not X3. Oh, forgot about that.
Maybe it's 3X. Sorry, 3X.
Either
That's a
way,
good name for a fat guy store. 3X.
There's probably one of those somewhere within walking distance of where I am right now. Oh my God,
a lot of fatties in Miami.
It's just people take their shirts off a lot, so you see what you don't need to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my shirt's off right now. I've got a bad sunburn. It's fucking me.
Yeah, I didn't know you. I don't think I've ever seen you participate in a beach or pool, so I'm surprised to hear this.
I was over at Zuma a couple days ago.
No, I know.
Beautiful.
I know what you were doing, but what did you go there under duress? I assume yes.
No. I wanted to go. It was great. It wasn't that hot, and just chilled out. And also, when you're laying under the sun for a while, sometimes it'll give you a little. Not a heat stroke, but like a little bit of it where you start getting kind of cozy and comfy and you don't really feel like moving and turning over every 20 minutes and you just kind of
yesterday on hour like 4 of reading a book, I was like, you know what, if I don't go inside I feel like something bad's gonna happen to me. We got a reservation at Joe's Stone Crab. I gotta be able to get into the car because it's just so hot. It's unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah, I mean
what do you get at Joe's Stone Crab, by the way? Sorry for interrupting.
What did we get? We got some delicious. There was a delicious ahi tuna that was quite good, and then we got.
But you're not hitting those claws yourself, though, are you?
I had a little claw. We got like a sampler that's claw, lobster, and shrimp cocktail, and the lobster and the claw was more for Alex, and that was more for Alex, and I just we did see an old because every guy at Joe's every like older guy at Joe's Stone Crab looks like a character actor. Like looks like he would have played like someone in The Sopranos. And there was a guy eating crab claw like it was a chicken wing, kind of. Like he was just kind of gnawing at it. He wasn't busting it down and doing the whole thing. And it looked very cool when he was doing it.
Did you see his tongue get in there and like poke out the other side of the claw hole?
I didn't look that many, not the claw hole. I didn't look that many times, but because he was wearing, it's like old guy with a ruddy face, just could be in any movie, as like a criminal. And he had like, wife was with him. He had gold jewelry on, the Rolex, the rings, the whole thing. And he was just gnawing at that shit like a dog with a bone. And I was like, man, this is such a. He's like, I ain't using a little fork. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Has the energy of a guy who could light up a cigarette and no one will say anything to him inside the restaurant.
100% that. 100% that.
Valet's afraid of him.
So that's a new style of. I'm not that I'm so experienced in the crab eating, but it was a new style I hadn't seen before.
No, yeah, that's a little rough and tumble for me. That's a little. It's giving stranded on a desert island, and I'm without my claw cracker. You know what I mean?
He earned it though. I feel like I feel like he's tried it the other way for 50 years, and this is what works for him.
He knows he knows his way around a claw hole. We'll say.
Yeah.
We were joking yesterday about the Mitch McConnell, whose wife fled to China after he. Most people think he's like dead right now, and they don't want to announce that.
Asian wife. And
I this is the first time I said yesterday that we didn't know he kept a Szechuan piece. This is the first time we revealed that Mitch McConnell was dating an Asian woman, and I was thinking because he's often if he's not falling actively, then he's being photographed or videotaped with like bruising all over his hands and face.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about other kind of famous men of power, whatever, of any kind, who appear with the bruises on their face. It happens a lot with Trump. He's always bruised up behind the ears, the hands, wearing concealer. McConnell, remember Jay Leno had that crazy bruise where he fell down the hill.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck had some bruise. Simon Cowell had like a bicycle accident where he's just like covered in he was all fucked up. Do you think in all these situations it's the wife's fault?
Yes, of course. I mean, you got to blame women in this instance. I mean, I think that once a guy
Trump's wife, crazy. Ben Affleck, he's dealing with J-Lo. She's going to hit it.
Oh,
Simon Cowell can't be dating a level-headed woman. Jay Leno,
dude.
He
Ben
talks about what's her name, Morris. What's Nora?
Oh
I
yeah.
forgot Jay.
Well, he's been with this. That's his day one. That's his ride or die. Leno's been with her since he was like 22.
Mavis. Yeah, they've been together forever, but
elder abuse is real.
She's been abusing him forever.
But I also think old guys, the blood thins out. They start falling.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I think maybe if you're married to Mitch McConnell, 30 years ago when he fell, you would jump up to help. And now maybe you're like, I'm not, I'm watching Housewives. I kind of got my.
Just like, don't you want to do something about that? Like, he does this all the time. It's mostly for attention. He'll get up in a few hours.
Yeah, that's what I think is happening. I think it's a little bit like this guy that takes tumbles all the time. Not really my problem anymore. We're waiting this thing out.
But also,
we're waiting this thing out.
If you are one of these famous guys, reputation is everything, blah, blah, blah. Your Leno's, your Simon. Why do we all see it? I feel like if I fell down a fucking hill and my face was covered in bruises and I looked like I was fucked up looking, I'll hang out at home for a month. Why do we see photos of all of them? You know what I mean?
They don't give a fuck about that, bro. Once you get to a certain age, you're eating crab claws like it's fucking a wing. You don't care. It's just like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I fell. I'm old. Fuck you. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, it's just. I think it's also if you're public facing or in government, there's shit you got to do sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
You can't necessarily clear your schedule for a month, and I mean, clear your schedule means different things to different people. It's like taking the jalopy out to Brentwood is not what I would consider 100% necessary, but for someone like Leno, maybe it is.
Yeah, I guess so. If I fell and my whole entire face was black, I wouldn't post a video of it like, "Hey guys,
don't give a fuck." They're just
here's why I'm wearing an eye patch for the next 3 months.
It's the old guy shit where you can just do and say whatever. It's just like whatever, man. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. What are you gonna say to me? I'm gonna die in 5 years. I have nothing left. I have nothing. I don't care.
I think this all distills down to we're just kind of waiting this thing out.
Yeah,
and we're just waiting for this person to die.
Yeah,
let them do what they want to do.
Everybody, their wife and themselves included, are waiting for them to die.
It's easier to just wait it out.
Yeah,
than to deal with it.
Yeah, like you want me to explain this? I don't have it in me, bro. There's nothing. I couldn't even begin to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you celebrate the 4th yesterday? But you went to Max's house.
Yeah, the day before I went to the beach, had a little beach day, it was chill. Then went to Max's house, had a little BBQ, a little beer can chicken. Shout out to Robert blessing us up with that. Some Modelo's. It was great. Saw my pal Ian and his fam. It was good to be hanging out with like him and his wife. We're friends, and we met their kids for the first time, and I was happy to see like young people who are like well-mannered, well-adjusted, nice, normal, kind people. It gave me hope for the future, because over the last weekend, like when we were at the beach, there was just like, high school age kids. When we were talking about like the stunted growth and the iPad babies and the this and that, those kids are now like 16, when you and I were, driving cars and, being independent and wanting freedom and everything. And these high schoolers they have to have their mom like spray them with sunscreen. And when like you spray the sunscreen on the face and like a little kid's like, no, like they're like 16 and doing that. And I've noticed that they narrate everything that they're doing. Like if they're like, oh, I'm going to walk to the sand now. Ooh, the sand's hot. I'm going to go here, now I'm going to go into the water. I'm going to have a drink now. Then it's like because they just watch videos of other kids narrating their life or whatever. But it was just cool to hang out with cool, normal kids who are just like smart and funny and normal and regular. It did give me hope, and I'm happy about that.
Wow, I haven't had hope in a long time, so I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
Well, you had your hope with your 16-year-old gray-old power user.
Actually, that's true. That's true.
On the Shays Lounge.
That's true.
Look, one way or another, we're gonna hang out with kids. Okay, one way or another, we're gonna
by hook or by crook.
We're gonna find those minors.
I gotta dude. I'm doing a classic Chris tomorrow. Classic Chris.
Monday, July 6th. What's the plan?
Get to LaGuardia at 9:30 a.m. and fly out of JFK at 8 p.m. So I got one of my. Unfortunately, this was an error on my part, but we're thugging it out. So,
where are you flying to tomorrow night?
I'm London tomorrow night.
Okay.
So it'll be fine. I was just sort of like, I thought I had a full day, and then I checked and I didn't.
You do have a full day, Chris. 9:30 to 8 p.m. That's nice.
No, let's be real. You get home by 11. I got to work out. I got to get a haircut. I got to repack. We got to leave at 5:30. It becomes it's shorter than it's.
You never have to put the suitcase away. No, I mean it's one of those things where I've had days like that, and you feel insane. But as soon as you land in London, you're like, damn, I'm invincible, bro.
I did it. Yeah, I did it. That will feel good.
And I did it without flying private. Hold for applause.
Yeah, I did it with. I mean, it's more the getting to and from the airport. Being on a plane doesn't really bother me at all. It's getting to and from the airport is always the worst part. Always, especially in New York. I would say it's the worst in the world.
Yeah, they used to say, they don't pay you to perform; they pay you to get on the plane.
Yeah,
I feel like they need to change it. They pay you to get in the car to go to the airport. The plane is fine. You got to lay flat. You got your sun chips. I'm watching Begonia. This is pretty chill. But the getting, the to and the from, the walking to Terminal B78. That's what they're paying you for.
Look, I'm in the trenches. All right, how long gone? Thank you guys for listening. Happy 4th of July. Congratulations to Taylor and Travis. We wish you all the best. Jason, let's keep that aloe slathered.
Yeah, I'm slathered. I'm gonna go buy some extra strength aloe. I don't know where. Some medical grade aloe.
Extra strength. Thank you to the Delano for hosting us in Miami this weekend. We've had a blast.
Viva Mexico. Do you think they're gonna beat England? Who are you rooting for, Chris?
This is tough for me.
I think England's actually slightly favored to win, which comes as a surprise.
I think it's as much as I want it to come home, especially as I'm heading there in 24 hours. I do feel like it's just when Mexico does anything, it's more fun. When Mexico wins, it's just like no one, like them finding all 15 hotels where the players are spread out and playing music all night long to keep them awake. Like, how can you not celebrate that? It's too funny. It's just too good.
I was thinking about that. Do you think obviously everyone on the England team is just putting on their noise canceling headphones and watching Seinfeld and going to bed. They're not really, but is this going to turn into such an issue where the sports fandom and the standum gets to the point where they really can't stay at a hotel in a neighboring city. Like you can't go, like I can't stay at a hotel in Barcelona if I'm a Real Madrid player or whatever it is, because they're going to poison my food, they're going to give me bed bugs, what, like are we going to have like sovereign like embassies in every town with like underground bunkers where sports teams can stay, kind of like and ice as well,
I don't think that's I honestly don't think that kind of shit's out of the question. People are just acting insane.
That's true.
We'll see. All right, bro.
More on this later, but yeah, thank you guys for listening. Have a blessed week. If you're in a hot zone, stay cool. Good luck. Have some watermelon.